You know, there's times in our life where we endure battles and we feel like it's too much. We want to quit and throw in the towel. I remember when I was facing a 25-year prison sentence. I didn't commit the crime, but I was tired of fighting, trying to prove my innocence. And I remember one day I was at a recess after going through so many court hearings. And I was very frustrated and ready to say, you know what, let me just take this 5-year plea deal, do my time, and go home. And my dad was looking at me as I'm contemplating this decision. And he saw the frustration on my face and he asked me what's wrong with me. And I told him I was tired of fighting. I'm ready to throw in the towel, do my time, and come back home. And he said, let me tell you something. Man sits on the bench, but God sits on the throne. You know, if he wouldn't have told me that, I would have made that my final court day. Accepted the plea deal, did the time I had to do, and eventually returned back to whatever life I had left. But because he told me these words of encouragement, I put one more foot in front of the other and kept trusting God. Instead of that day being my final court day, it was the next court hearing. And at that hearing, the judge dismissed the case in the interest of justice. Sometimes we can't see what's in front of us because we're so focused on what's around us. And because of this, we don't even understand that God has a bigger plan in our life. He has beauty for our ashes. We have to decide to put one foot in front of the other and trust God. We can't throw in the towel. We can't allow the things that are around us to shape what God is doing for us. Just like he told Jeremiah to tell the Israelites, God is telling us today, I know the plans that I have for you, thoughts of good and not of evil. The situation that we are enduring may be very well evil. However, the plan that God has for us is much better than what we think we ought to do with the situation that we're enduring. God tells us to trust in him with all our heart and lean not to our own understanding. In all our ways acknowledge him and he shall direct our path. When I decided to trust the Lord and give him 100% of my faith, this is when my situation turned around. I want to encourage you to keep moving forward. Put one foot in front of the other and know that God sits high and looks low. He's not going to allow the enemy to have victory over you. You have to trust in him and keep believing that he will do exactly what he said he will. He cares about his children. In this dark and crazy world, he wants to give you the victory so that you can be that light and have that testimony of how he turned your mess into a miracle and a message of hope. So keep going, keep moving forward, trust God, and never give up. You have yourself a phenomenal day, and remember, always be blessed.